Have you heard about the colonial origins of Nigeria's education system? Nigeria's education system, as we know it today, has deep roots in colonial history. Before the arrival of the British, traditional education in Nigeria was centered around local communities, where knowledge was passed down through oral traditions, apprenticeships, and community teachings. But everything changed with British colonialism in the 19th century. In the early 1800s, the British colonialists were focused on establishing control over Nigeria. They saw education as a tool for reinforcing their power, but it wasn't aimed at empowering the indigenous people. Instead, it was designed to serve colonial interests, producing a small educated elite that could help run the empire. The first formal schools were set up by Christian missionaries, who arrived in Nigeria alongside British colonial rule. They established schools to spread Christianity and teach Western values. However, these schools were only accessible to a small number of privileged Nigerians. The curriculum focused on European history, Christianity, and the English language, none of which reflected the rich, diverse cultures and languages of the Nigerian people. In the early 1900s, the British government began to take control of education in Nigeria, setting up a system that mirrored the British model, focused mainly on teaching English, arithmetic, and basic vocational skills. This created a system that catered more to British economic needs than to the aspirations of the indigenous population. The primary goal was to create a class of Nigerians who could serve the colonial administration, not to foster national unity or critical thinking. For the vast majority of Nigerians, education was inaccessible. Schools were limited in number, and many were located far from rural areas, leaving many children without the chance to attend. Education was reserved for the elite, creating a deep divide between those with access to Western education and those left behind in rural communities, learning through oral traditions and indigenous practices. The colonial legacy of education in Nigeria still affects the system today. How do you think this history has shaped modern Nigerian education? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more untold stories from Nigeria's past.